Hello, everyone, and welcome to the New Era Paranormal Podcast. I'm your regular co-host, Irina Heloise, and this is the almost as good-looking as JD guest co-host for tonight,
Danica McCann.
And we have on our show tonight the Witching Hours podcast that airs on the Spirit Realm Network on Monday nights. Frosty and medium Jenny Lee. And we have also who joins them, Allison Wonderland.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So what JD usually does at the beginning of every podcast is, and I know Frosty and Jenny, you've been on before, so we can give Allison the chance to kind of go first. And if you want to add anything, you're welcome to, but what got you started in this realm of the paranormal or the spiritual or new age?
Well, I definitely don't consider myself part of the paranormal world, but
she's scared.
I'm almost scared.
You've been doing paranormal things though, so.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think what's wonderful about what New Era Paranormal is doing and the Witching Hours is also doing is bringing spirituality into the paranormal, which I don't think that we've seen that in the mainstream, at least not in the last decade or so. I think they kind of like hype things up for TV, and I think you guys are bringing it a more realistic approach to ghost hunting and exploring the other side, I guess you could say. So, I mean, the community that the Witching Hours has allows people to like explore different things. And I guess I'm kind of one of those explorers along with them.
That's awesome.
Do you think that spirituality and paranormal experiences are becoming more accepted publicly?
I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We went to the Cabin on 360 Paracon yesterday, Cabin Con. And there was the cutest old woman there by herself. And she had on like some ghost earrings and like ghost investigating shirt. And like she had the creepiest pictures on her phone.
Oh.
And like she's like this cute old lady. And she's like totally into this stuff, you know? Like she's like, look at this picture I took. And she turns it and is like, oh.
Was she actually paranormal investigating? Where did she go? Did she say?
She had been to Penhurst, I think.
Oh wow!
One of the places that she showed us, and then there was some other ones, and they were just. She had the most terrifying pictures. So if like a sweet little cute old lady can be like totally into this stuff, to me that just means that it is becoming more mainstream.
Opening up more mainstream.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Jenny, you mentioned just recently about how your boss was talking about ghosts. And so like in the work environment where you usually feel like you have to pretend about who you are, like it was out in the open having a conversation about it.
Yeah. Well, and also there was a random guy who's like up higher in the company, you know, and he was getting a tour of the space. And he just walks by and he's like, oh, that's where I talk to the ghost. I was like, what? You just randomly threw it out there.
I think when you let your when they know what you do, they let their defenses down too. They're more willing to share.
Well, they don't know what I do.
They don't?
No. No, they don't know what I do.
Oh, wow. And that's even crazier.
Yeah, he just walked by and said it. That's where I talk to the ghost. It's I was meant to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I visit a lot of stores for my work, a lot of different buildings, places, factories, whatever. And I can always tell the people that I'm talking to if I can ask them the question, hey, off the record, do you have any activity going on in here?
She does do that.
And I ask them like during my job, like after I'm done with talking to them, what I professionally have to talk to them about. I might like on my way out the door, hey, do you have anything going on? And it opens up a whole can of worms. Like I keep my visits from like 8 to 12 minutes. Now it's a 25-minute. They're going to tell me everything that's happened to them in the past 5 years that they opened up their antique store. This got moved, and I heard this lady whisper in my ear, and like they just go crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm sure an antique store is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You should start. Can you start investigating antique stores when they're closed at night? Somebody should start doing that.
Yeah. Some people have said, hey, if you want to come, after we're closed and check it out with your equipment, like you should.
Yeah, that's the plan. There's also a local place. There's a place here in Ohio. Which one is it?
It's the Ross House.
The Ross House. They have an antique store connected to it. They do investigations. So, and they let you investigate.
Somebody mentioned that yesterday, actually.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, I knew about that place. Yeah.
So is like investigating antique shops like already a thing, or is that something that you guys are just kind of figuring out? Because you do have all those objects there, even if you don't have haunted objects, even if the building isn't haunted, you could always investigate all the old stuff that's in there,
Right. I mean, it isn't new. There are some people that go and investigate, like bring their haunted objects and put them online and talk about them and investigate them. So it isn't new, but it's been done. Like, I mean, they've just like the Ross House where it has the attached antique store. Like shows have gone to an antique store that is like connected to a location. I've seen that. Mm-hmm. So it's not new, but it's not done a lot, which
there's so many of them.
Fun. Yeah, especially as mediums. Yeah.
But I do think the energy probably shifts quite often in there because people are always bringing new things in, bringing things out. So it's not just the typical storefront ghost, if you will. It might be, just a visitor or a traveler with a piece, artwork or chandelier. Or
what we have noticed is some places we've investigated before will bring in something new, like antiques or things like that, into their location. And then also some locations we've gone to fill their spaces with antiques.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's really, it's really hard to try and differentiate what is the house's history and the experiences, with the location, or if it's an object that's, sitting in front of you that's from somewhere completely different, that's connected to some other story that's not connected to the property.
One of the last places we investigated, it had a lot of taxidermy everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like every wall had an animal's head or a full stuffed animal. Like it just was everywhere.
Oh, yeah, the stuffed bear, big bear.
Those stuffed bear. And that just, for me, is a little creepy. But, I mean, just creepy in general. But then you have these animals that are looking at you and it's almost like they're saying, why did you let them do this to me? They're talking to me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I wasn't here.
Poor Danica.
That's exactly what she sees. They're yelling for help.
I'm going to wake up and this deer on the wall is going to be like, what happened?
That would totally happen to me too.
I don't think I would want to do a lot of antique shops just because I have a hard enough time navigating those places and with the lights on. I don't know what I would do.
There would be some casualty stories.
Frosty would just be like, Chris Farley like falling all over everything, breaking stuff.
The vase would be falling, breaking. You'd be like, it was the ghost, I swear. They would purposely go behind you as you're walking and start throwing things off the shelves.
We have to increase the investigation budget if you do that.
Right.
Dana wanted to know where the Ross place was. What's the town?
Is it It's Bellevue or?
Oh, that sounds right. Bellevue, Ohio.
It's by Bel Air.
The Bel Air. It's near the Bel Air house in the same town.
Yeah.
we can only tell you like from here, it's not that far, but I can't like in the exact location. It's like South Central Ohio.
South Central.
Just before Columbus, maybe before Columbus, but
yeah.
Yeah,
and I think I think maybe her brother owns the antique shop and she owns the house. So like he gives permission for that to go in and investigate.
And then Shadow Max says, spirits come, some seem just curious and want nothing. Others are more pressing and appear to want or need something from the person they are drawn to or interacting with. That's you with the animals. What ratio or percentage of the spirits that come to you are in need versus just curious about your abilities to feel or see them? Holy cow, what percentage?
Shadow Max.
34%.
Let me pull out
18%.
my notebook. I will make a bar graph showing the percentage.
But you were saying the other day how like when you're in a space and you see a spirit, sometimes they're just walking through and then they notice that you can see them and then they're like,
yeah, that has happened.
Like, you can see me? Like,
I was doing an interview and that was the question. Are spirits ever surprised to see you? And I said, and what, Jenny, I don't know if you want to speak to this too, but like spirits already, we believe in this like master plan where they already kind of know and they're fixing everybody to bring them to where they're supposed to be. But I've had a couple times, just a couple, where I like, how somebody will walk past the hallway and they'll notice you, just a human is walking past and then they see you standing and then you kind of startle them when they notice you.
Yeah.
I've had that happen a couple times when we've entered a location. The spirit will actually go by and look as if they're startled. And that could mean like a million things, but it has happened a couple times. So I can't really say for sure.
For me, it's, I'll start talking to them and they're like, wait a minute, you can hear me? And I'm like, yep.
wow.
I was like, yeah, I can hear you. That happens often to me.
See, there you go.
So but as far as Shadow Max's question of like, we can't figure out the ratio or percentage, Shadow Max, but we can figure out a roundabout. I would say that the need is pretty small and the just curious is a lot more.
Yeah.
Is that for you too, Irene?
Well, it depends on why I'm there.
Yeah.
So if it's something related to, a crime, or if that's why I'm there to investigate, that's a little different. Otherwise, it's mostly curious as well. Yeah. Or to give information and share their stories.
But what about the percentage of the spirits that just don't even want to be bothered? They're like, oh man, they're here again. Like, and then
there are some.
They dart into a locked room because they just don't want to be bothered that day,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that actually makes me wonder about
a live human. Sorry, Russ.
No, you're fine. That makes me wonder about something that we were just talking about today. Like, especially when you have nights where there's back-to-back investigations at the same place, do you guys ever find that it tends to be slower on the second night, or do you think it doesn't matter?
I honestly feel like the longer we're there, the more activity we get.
Okay.
So at least for us, I feel like they get used to us, or they somehow trust us around more.
Okay.
I don't know. We were talking about this. I think it was like, when you walk into a space and you feel this vibe and you're like, oh, this is going to be a really
there's that
interesting night. Like, it just feels like cool.
It seems really high energy,
really when you first walk in. And then once you go in there and you start like making connections, they're like, oh, they're chill, whatever. We don't have to be crazy, because they're chill, So I felt that way before, where it's kind of like died down, but then we've also felt it where like getting into the night, like that 3 o'clock, things start getting a little bit squirrely. You know what I mean? They get a little bit more active. So I think we've had it both ways.
Yeah, that's true. But I still, for me, I still feel like we get better activity the longer we're there. The more action, the more we see. However, there are times where we'll get very little. activity.
Yeah.
And the only real thing that like happens is just doing a walkthrough, and we get, you know, stuff from the walkthrough that gets validated with historical reference. But that, you know, because people are under the impression that every time you're at a location, you're always going to get, you know, tons of evidence, and that's not really the case.
That's not the case.
Especially if you go to private residences, like we'll investigate a private residence and we'll go in and we might not get much of anything. We might get something here, maybe a little EVP here or there, but there's not a lot of activity in that location. But the family seems to, you know, have experiences, and you might have to go back and see if you get more.
How about you guys? You think that you feel like you get more activity towards the end of the investigation, or
right when you're about to leave? What about those experiences?
Well, our experience yesterday, because we went to Cabin Con, we didn't do the whole investigation. We just did half of it. And there wasn't a lot going on. And we wondered if it was because they had done an investigation the night before. And it's like they were like, you know, this is, we're going to take a nap or whatever.
Yeah.
And I investigated it last year, and it was very, very active. I mean, it's a great place to investigate.
Yeah.
But you know, I could just kind of feel the energy yesterday. I just didn't get a feeling that it was going to be quite as active, and it wasn't. Not that there wasn't any activity, and I'm sure some groups got some good evidence, but for us, I don't know. So we were just thinking today. Yeah. I was like, I wonder, you know, if what they got on Friday night, and if it was more active Friday, you know. So we were just kind of throwing things out.
However, go ahead, Irene.
No, go.
I saw something there with my eyes yesterday, though. And I never see things with my eyes. Never.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Share.
So we were on the trail, part of the trail that's in the woods, the Civil War battlefield part. And I'm listening to the investigator talk about some things. And out of the corner of my eye down the path, this huge white blob goes by like super fast. And I was like, what? You know, because that's like the second time in my life I've seen something with my physical eyes. So even though our investigation time, there was really, you know, the rest of it, there was really nothing happening. Like for me, that one thing was like enough, you know.
No,
yeah,
it was wild.
That's all you need.
So did you have a lot of, go ahead.
Oh, but I was going to ask about that because being a medium, I imagine if you wanted to, you probably could have tapped into a lot of other things specifically, but do you hesitate from doing that just because everyone else is doing kind of the standard, or how does that go for you? Yeah.
I noticed that if we're all standing around and everybody's doing something, I'll just kind of go with what they're doing. It's like I have to go off on my own and like really sit in the energy to do something else.
Like in our little
is what I
EVP
did.
session.
Well, that's what I did yesterday.
Well, there
you
are
guys
some
were in the basement. I just went and sat on the couch. And, yeah. Yeah.
Well, like last night we sat down. I was doing an EVP session down in the basement of the rancher at the Cabin on 360, and like I asked a question and Jenny answered it, and I asked a question and Jenny answered it, and I asked a question, you know, from the person that we're trying to talk to. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not going to get any evidence from this because I'm just picking up your voice.
Well, then I was like, but now you can do the exact same session. I'll be quiet and see if any of the same things come through. Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
Allison, are you going to be doing some investigating when we're at the Lord Baltimore Hotel?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
She ran away at Lake Shawnee, so I don't know.
No.
I don't know if this will be as intimidating as
it's
Lake
not
Shawnee.
Scary as Lake Shawnee.
We won't be, and it's a beautiful hotel, and we won't be able to get away from it because supposedly the conference room we're going to be having the takeover in is haunted. So,
oh no, you shouldn't have told me that.
Well, I mean, I don't know a whole lot of the haunted history, to be honest with you, of the Lord Baltimore Hotel, but it
Wait, before you start talking about it, just tell people about Team Word Takeover and then go back into your
So Team Air Takeover, June 27th and 28th, we're going to be going to the Lord Baltimore Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland. It is a hotel that was built in the 1920s. Doing a little history of it, is like a French like Renaissance revival architecture. It's a beautiful hotel. I actually ran into it because I was going to a concert up there, and some friends were staying at the hotel, and I went to pick them up from the hotel, and I walked in, and I was like, "This place is absolutely gorgeous," you know. And I walked in, and they actually had a big sign in the lobby that was like, "Tonight, you know, this group is here for public paranormal investigations," and I was like, "Oh, sweet! Like ghost investigations in the hotel." And it was really cool. We ate dinner there at the restaurant, and it was really nice. So this year, when we were thinking about places to go after roughing it kind of at Lake Shawnee last year, I was like, you know what, we could probably deal
We're gonna
with having
upgrade to running water.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have some running water this year in a restaurant. And so yeah, we chose to do it there. It does have you know, some haunted stories that go along with it, but I think almost any old hotel does. You know, I don't think it's going to be any different than any other old hotel you would stay in. And, you know, it kind of, you know, the idea too that, that, you know, places like that where there's lots of transient, you know, people coming and going, there's lots of energy, there's lots of different people, that those kinds of places could be haunted. But yeah, to kind of finish that off, so that's where we're going. We're going to be there this year, June 27th and 28th. It's going to be great. Everybody on the show is going to be there. So we're going to have a lot of wonderful, awesome
Plus
people
other
there.
wonderful people. Yes.
Yeah, we're going to have
Yes.
Sam Baltrusis. We're going to is going to be there. We're going to do a seance. So we're going to do a seance before we start the
Allison might have to
investigation that
step
night.
out of the room for that part.
Um,
Like, I'm gonna go get a drink.
yeah, we're going to have Andrew Warburton, who's going to come, who's writing, I think, his third book now on fairies. So we'll have a little lecture on fairies while we're there, and we're going to have Kim Sage, who's going to come and talk and investigate with us too. So it's going to be great.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
I'm excited for the fairy talk.
Yeah. Which
Good.
he is so
Andrew's
adorable.
awesome.
He's British, so he's got a super cute accent, and he's like, I just love him.
We've
So
seen him on
listening to
your
him talk-
show, The Witching Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
listening
enjoy
to him
him.
talk for an hour about fairies is gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Sitting
awesome.
with
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
love you,
more
Andrew.
Yeah, they're not always that nice though. Sometimes they're a little
No.
cranky.
No.
So it's not like you know, Tinkerbell's a little cranky too, but no, the fairies, they're
Yeah.
just a little,
Yeah.
you know,
It's,
they don't like to take any crap from anybody. That's for sure.
No.
it's going to be great. Like the whole idea for this thing is, you know, like we have a really awesome community of people who hang out, you know, with Medium Jenny Lee and her streams, and Allison in Wonderland and her streams, and on the Witching Hours podcast. And
They're hanging out in
people
the
are-
stream right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
people were wanting to have like a get together to meet each other for real. And so and I had been wanting to kind of do a con. So we just kind of meshed them together and made this place to be able to hang out and have a fun time together, you know?
Are we going to have any crafts this year? Because I was
Allison.
I loved the crafts last year.
Oh, no crafts this year, but you might receive a little bag of crystals.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm up for that too.
Awesome.
Chico Kath asked an interesting question, and I want to show this question before we kind of move on. Can spirits choose if they are seen or not?
That's a fantastic
Well,
question.
I would say from what you said last night, they can choose to not be seen because the little beastie that was in the basement, you knew was there, but as you said, it wouldn't let you
Yeah.
see it.
Well, it didn't want people to look at it,
Mhm.
particularly me, because it wasn't liking me anyway.
Mhm.
Aw.
Well, that's a little beastie, so
He was
Yeah.
he's not a nice person,
Yeah, it's not a
not
nice
a nice
Okay.
thing, Irene.
Jenny likes to bully
Okay.
spirits. She bullies spirits. She definitely
Well, I mean, he was yelling and cussing at me, so
Yeah.
it's just like whatever.
Put him in his place.
But I don't really know. I don't really know the answer to that. Because I guess if they didn't want me to see them and it was working, I wouldn't see them.
Right, you wouldn't know
Right.
if you're seeing them or not.
but do you feel like sometimes there's something blocking you from seeing things, or
I definitely have had I've definitely had spirits or energies block information.
Right.
They
That's
don't want me to know certain things. So I would assume if they can block information, that they could block them themselves too. But I don't
right.
know. Might depend
Yeah.
on the spirit also. Like, what are they capable of or not capable of individually?
Yeah.
What do you think, Irene?
No, I agree. There are times where something's really just like with a person, you can have, they don't want to talk to you. They won't talk to you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that, we don't know for sure, because again, if we can't see them, we don't know if they're there or
Yeah.
not. It's not like we can, figure that out later. And then in terms of just wanting to talk to you, it's just entirely up to them,
Yeah.
And then who's to say that they're always going to tell the truth, because humans don't tell the truth. So if
Right.
you ask a spirit a question and they lie to you, then it's not
I
like just because they're dead, they can't lie, right?
Yeah.
I do believe there are times when spirit will come through, and they'll come through as something that's scary looking.
Yep.
But then once you start talking to them, they end up, coming into their real form. But they show up scary because they don't want you there, or something like that. And why these things happen, we have some thoughts or ideas, but again, we don't know for sure how or why this is the way they're doing this is happening.
I've also had it the opposite way, where they showed up as something that should have been nice or sweet or a normal person, and they weren't.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it is possible in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I want to ask first, because this is Allison's first time on, but first, do you want to talk about how your Frosty and Jenny, medium Jenny, came together with Allison? How you met?
I have a fantastic story about that. So we were kind of both started streaming on Twitch about the same time, and Frosty had seen one of her streams, and he was like, "I think you would really like her because she's really into Alice in Wonderland," which I am too. So one night I go into her stream, and she's doing her birth chart, and she forgot to cover up her birthday. And I saw her birthday
number on there too. No, just
her birthday is my birthday.
Oh wow.
So I was like, "Oh my God, you have the same birthday as me," and then we were instant friends.
Aww.
Yeah. I take all the credit.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Allison, do you have anything you want to add to that?
That's what happened.
But then, she does these fantastic moon updates every week about what's happening with the moon every week on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so we wanted to incorporate that into the witching hours. So for a long time now, she's been coming on at the beginning of every month to give up a moon update for the month, which is, a really fun aspect of our show that, a lot of other shows don't have little extra segments about stuff. And so we're lucky to have her as part of our team.
So the first Monday of every month.
Mad respect for astrology, because it's just a lot. You have to have so much information in your brain about it. Like, it's just.
Well, I know. Every time we have a question, like today, I did a reading for one of our mutual friends, and nothing was working right. I was like, "Is it Mercury retrograde?" And they were like, "I don't know." And I was like, "Where is Allison? We need to know."
We need to know.
Which I don't think we do.
We got Taurus moon this week. That's
when is the next retrograde?
Oh, it's either coming up in June or July. I can't remember which. But June and July has a lot of other really good astrology happening. So hopefully we'll be all right. We have 4 Mercury retrogrades a year. So they have.
I'm really interested in moon energy. Like, the only thing I really know too much about it is that you can cleanse your crystals in the full moon and that type of thing, and you can make moon water. But other than that, like I really haven't thought too much about it. So how can some people use the moon for other things?
Or better understand too how that works.
Well, how I really started getting into the moon was kind of like I didn't purposefully like seek, like I wasn't intending to have this be this thing that I'm obsessed with all the time, but I like to journal, and I journal all the time, and I started writing um along with the date at the top of every entry. I started writing the moon phases, or the moon phase, and what sign the moon was in. And in flipping back through my old journal entries, I noticed that I was like really emotional or just not having a good day, depressed, anxiety when the moon was in Scorpio. And it like never failed. Like every entry that I was sad, depressed, angry, whatever, what the moon was in Scorpio on every single entry. So I was kind of like, I should look out for when the moon's in Scorpio. So I started watching the moon, keeping track of the moon phases, and now I keep track of the moon phases every day. Like this moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and I wake up every morning and see what sign the moon is in, and I try to do something that incorporates that zodiac energy into my day, whether that's like what I'm wearing or just I try to make a point to like do something that has something associated with that zodiac sign. And mostly again it's just for like having something to focus on, because I struggle with depression and anxiety. It gives me something positive to focus on, like right in the morning. And so it's the first thing I do, whether I pick out a black shirt because the moon's in Scorpio.
Dang old Scorpio.
Scorpio all gets me every time.
But Allison, how do you keep track of it? You need to tell everybody what you keep track of it in.
The Just a Phase Moon Planner that I created specifically to follow along with the moon, because when I started following the moon very closely, I noticed that like things never worked out. Like we all start things like, oh, I'll start that on April 1st, or I'll start this on June 1st. We like to start things at the beginning of the month. And I noticed that like whenever I would start something, I wouldn't follow through with it. Like in a couple days, couple weeks, I stopped doing it. So I started starting things on the new moon and noticed that I actually kept up with things. And the new moon can fall on any day of the month. It's not the first. It could be if you didn't have the Gregorian calendar, but
so her Just a Phase Moon Planner is fantastic.
Where did one purchase?
Where does one purchase the Just a Phase Moon Planner, Allison?
You can find links to it on my website, which is priestessofwonderland.com. It's a print-on-demand situation, or there is a digital version as well.
And it's undated, so you can start it anytime. It's not like you have to start at the beginning of the year.
Does it give you the moon phase and then it tells you what the moon is in? Like, will it tell you this day moon in Scorpio, or is it just giving you the phase?
Well, I hope to one day have a dated version again, but right now it's undated, so you have to fill in the information yourself. So I recommend a couple of different apps. I use my favorite website is AstroSeek I use AstroSeek for everything. And I hope to one day have a dated one again, but I just it takes a lot of time, and I was producing it myself, editing myself and writing it myself, and it was just too much to do.
But all the information that you need to know about the different signs and stuff is in there.
Yeah, there's still a lot of information in there, just not the dates at this time.
I use it every night because she's got a mood tracker in there. So I keep track of my mood every day, and then I make a little note about like what was going on.
Is it like a smiley face or like a
rating 1 to 5.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of 5s, but I also don't have a lot of 1s. It's usually like a 3 or a 4.
An adult in this world.
And then it's a little space for you to write a little note about it, Okay, I do. I've been doing it every night before I go to bed for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Well, this kind of what you just talked about your experiences with depression, and you're talking about there's a mood part to it and an understanding of your mood connected. So how does astrology, aside from following, like you're seeing where the moon phases are and how that connects in general, what's kind of a general summary you can give somebody about how astrology can help you better understand yourself, and where somebody can maybe look so they can figure out how they can start the process of better understanding, other than the moon phase calendar and something?
Well, I mean, I think getting to know your chart is, I mean, the best thing that can help you, because you find like your strengths and your weaknesses. And I mean, one way is to look at your moon sign. Your moon sign represents your emotion. So if you, like, for example, my moon is in Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign, which is very wise and knowledgeable. And it's all about like the brain and mental thinking. So emotionally, I overanalyze and process things in a very like mental sort of way, and to the point where I can overanalyze how I'm feeling about something and never actually take an action on it. So I can fall into a pit of despair because I'm constantly analyzing this emotion. And so because I know that about myself, I have to like pull myself out of that overanalyzation. So by looking at your moon sign, you can kind of see how you process emotions, or how you deal with emotions, or how you express emotions. But a lot of the things that I like to teach about astrology is to help you understand it on like a basic level. So I try to break things down into, if you understand the elements of signs like fire, earth, air, water, you can kind of get a basic understanding about what those signs represent. So because my moon is in an air sign, I might try to balance that out with fire energy or water energy or earth energy, so I'll focus on grounding for earth to like bring myself out of my brain and back down into my body and like into the earth. So that, like, if you look at things elementally, you can counterbalance those different things. If you're a water sign, you might be way too emotional, and you got to balance that out with, got to give yourself a container to put those emotions in.
What are you looking at Danica for?
Which is the earth sign.
My sun sign is a water sign, Pisces, and my moon is in Cancer. So
holy girl,
I can be a little emotional sometimes.
And I'm a fire sign.
So how I balance like too much water is you need like a container for your emotions. Like you need something to put them in or channel them in. And a lot of times
you need
I
a
find
container
that, like,
for your tears, Danica. Just collect them.
Carry a little bottle.
Who's got me? She has a lot of tears.
I'll use her Dolly mug and just cry right into it.
Anyway,
sorry,
I interrupted you.
Or continue. And I'll drink those tears.
But doing something earthy can help stabilize some of those emotions. Like journaling. Like journaling is really helpful for me, and I consider that a very earthy thing, because you're taking an emotion or a feeling or a thought or idea and putting it into like a physical form. So it's not floating around in your energy field anymore. It's like getting it out of you. So it's not, so you're not like treading water.
That must be why I have 5 notebooks around, like one in each part of the house. And when something comes into my brain, I just write it down. And because it feels stabilized, then it's not like,
Yeah.
And then I never know which notebook is which, so I keep asking, "Do you need this notebook?" When we're leaving the house, do you need this one? I don't know which notebook.
Or I forget which notebook I write something down, and I'm like, man, was that date in this blue one or the yellow one over here?
I was thinking about too when you said the earth sign, because I'm an air sign. So I was like, for an earth sign to help me balance. You were talking about journaling, and the first thing that came to mind for me, Allison, was the tree. You know, the trees make the paper. So it's kind of this idea of like earth being part of it.
Yeah. Why didn't we think
I
of
can see that. Yeah.
I know.
That's a good point. I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
Frosty, you're a genius. Actually, so I do want to ask, do you feel like certain zodiac signs are more naturally intuitive or spiritually open and connected?
I think most of the water signs kind of have that natural ability. But the more birth charts that I look at, I notice that a lot of people with earthy planets that, for example, a lot of people that have Neptune in an earth sign, I find that they are easier able to like pull information from the spirit world and bring it into the physical. Like I mean, Jenny, I think your Neptune is in Capricorn, if I remember correctly, but it's like, and we have a lot of members in the community that have Neptune and Capricorn, and I find that they just are really good about bringing it into the physical realm, whereas someone who has like a lot of water might have difficulty like expressing what they're seeing or feeling or experiencing. And that's why you need that earth element to ground it into this physical realm.
That's interesting.
Well, that brings me back to what Frosty said again. It just dawned on me too. A large practice for a large psychological practice for helping people work through their emotions is to journal.
And art therapy too. And you're
and art
describing. So that's how you pull that information and put it into the 3D. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Somebody, I do want to bring this in really quick. Summer, before we miss it. Summer asked a question. Do you all give readings? Oh, wait, Jen, you just, but do you give readings, personal readings, or like, can people come on and watch your lives and get readings or anything like that?
So not tonight.
Yeah, not tonight.
Irene has a show on Tuesday nights on the Spirit Realm Network where she does readings. I have a show on Friday nights on Twitch where I do readings, and Allison has a show on Tuesday nights also where she does readings on Twitch. So,
and then I think all of these wonderful people, you can contact them and get personal readings, paid personal readings.
Today we
Allison does star charts, which I've had my birth chart done by Allison, and Jenny's had her birth chart.
No, I have not.
Or you haven't.
I have been waiting for somebody to get it for me as a gift. I have gotten everybody else a gift birth chart from Allison.
You have to remind me, Al. You have to shoot me a DM around July. And we'll get this
I got one
out.
for you. I got one for my mom and my dad and my brother. Everybody's got one.
Well, yeah, I know. And like the great thing I will say too about I need to go back and look at mine because I knew like sun sign. I wasn't always aware of like, moon and like how intricate your birth chart can be. And so like I took little parts of it at first, but the great thing about getting the birth chart that I got from Allison is I have the video where she goes over the whole thing with me. And so I can have that forever and go back, because someone like me who's like a novice with astrology can go back and kind of look at, okay, I've learned about this, so what does this mean? And you can have it whenever you need it to be able to look back at it. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
What about the lines, Allison? Like somebody was telling me about some sort of lines or different lines that are in your chart. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like a map with lines on it.
There is astrocartography, which it would be a map, and there's lines of where the planets were on the day that you were born. So I don't know if you're talking about that, or in the center of your birth chart, there are usually lines in kind of connecting different planets together. And that's just how the relationships of the planets on the day that you were born.
I think I'm more talking about the map. Like it goes through a certain part in the world.
Yeah. And then that's supposed to be where you would be your best, like in those locations or something.
Yeah, that's astrocartography. I don't do that, but I do find it fascinating and am still learning about it.
I never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's like most, I think astro.com, you can pull up your astrocartography chart and like right alongside your birth chart. And it's really interesting to look at.
I was thinking at one point, like, I wonder if those places that are kind of mapped out where they're on your line, if maybe like you've had a past life there in that space, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just got me thinking.
Yeah. Again, I don't know much about it, but I think you are supposed to be able to determine where your past lives were or where you lived in a past life from that. Yeah.
Weird.
So what about, do you really think that like planetary alignments can affect like a collective energy or affect something, like can increase paranormal activity? Like, okay, wait. So first, let me just say I have nurse friends, right? That they insist that the full moon has something to do with the craziness, at work. It's pretty consistent. Like they truly do believe. They won't believe anything else, but they'll believe the full moon has affected like the energies. But do you believe like the full moon and like planetary alignments and things like that can affect people in that way and increase paranormal activity, or one or the other?
Well, that's really interesting. I guess if I like wanted to pick a day to do a paranormal investigation, I would maybe choose a day where the moon was in Scorpio or there were a lot of Scorpio elements there, or maybe Pisces too. I've never really thought about it, but I don't see why not. I mean, a lot of people will pick a specific day to do things or to start things because of astrological alignment, so I don't see why you couldn't do it for paranormal investigation.
Why Scorpio? What makes that one? Can you just explain for anybody that's listening?
Scorpio is Halloween season. It's the end of October, beginning of November, and it's also just the time when the veil is the thinnest. Just themes around that time of year are fall and death and dying, transformation. I think it gives you an extra boost to tap into the paranormal because of that spooky time of year.
Well, to follow up with that too, would there be any similarity with that with a moon phase as well? Like, is there a moon phase that you think that is better, that would have better paranormal stuff attached
I
to
think
it?
that's what she's talking about, right?
I think you
Well,
could probably, I would say either the new moon or the full moon, because the full moon, it's meant to illuminate the dark. It's meant to illuminate the night. But the new moon is dark, and when you dull your senses and when the lights are dim, you can heighten your other senses. So
true. Good point. Huh. I never thought about it like that.
Bulbs are going off.
It'd be interesting to like, it would be interesting to do an experiment with that and like maybe like investigate the same place and do it on a night where it's like wouldn't be astrologically good to investigate, and do it on a night where it would be astrologically good.
That's different, yeah.
Difference in it
That's
or not,
a good idea.
or maybe just even note, we were talking about journaling and stuff about if you happen to have more like really successful investigations in certain moon phases or certain astrological seasons, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
One of them notebooks, Danica. Start writing it down.
Yeah, that's what. We have to go back to the same location.
But that's what I was just about to say. Like
several times to make sure that's
someplace close,
that would be really cool.
Close where you would like, you're almost like taking your study there. Like
I like that.
If you just from now on wrote down what the moon phase was when you do an investigation anywhere.
Oh yeah, you're
true. Or you can also go back.
Again,
you can also go back and look at the dates that you investigated.
You can go back and look at the
good points.
Yeah,
but that can't eliminate though the variable or the factor that like that location could just have more activity than another location.
Right.
So that's why you have to stay at a consistent location.
Right.
Yeah, Irene's getting her science on here.
Yeah.
And then you have to have
a triple blind.
Well, you could do like
subjects
there multiple times, right?
Say that again.
You've
I'm
been
sorry.
with Shawnee multiple times, haven't you?
Like Shawnee? Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we should go back and look.
Yeah.
The dates that we have been there and compare it. That'd be interesting.
I feel like time of year is like big for some areas. Like some places are more active in the fall or they're more active in the summer. Maybe it coincides with events that happen there, or like is Gettysburg more active during
In
the 4th of July?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So like different times of
Right.
the year, there's more activity based on events,
Yeah.
not necessarily phases.
See,
But-
Allison, now we have a reason for
Yeah.
you to do more paranormal investigations
See
with us,
that?
because you have to be our astrological expert
Absolutely.
who's
Yep.
accompanying us on the investigations.
I agree. Okay, so you mentioned earlier that there may be a crystal goodie bag at the Team Weird Takeover. And what's the date again, Frosty Jenny?
June 27th, 28th.
All right. So now, how do you explain like these energetic connections with crystals and how crystals can affect, our lives, to say a skeptic? How would you, if you handed them some crystals and said, okay, these do these things, how would you explain it to them? So if it's, I don't mean it to be a hard question. I mean it to be a fun question. So no pressure.
Well, basically the theory that we think that we have a response to crystal energy or any energy healing modality like Reiki is entrainment, which I don't know much about science, but the law of entrainment, I can't even remember the guy's name who discovered it, by two different like grandfather clocks on the wall eventually synced up together. Their pendulum eventually synced up together. So the theory with why crystals work is because our energetic field will start to mimic that of the crystals. And so your energetic field is not really absorbing, but trying to create the same effect that crystal is by keeping it on your body.
And
So
crystals
your energetic
clearly
field blend with your body, like
No, with the crystal, you mean?
with the crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's your energetic field that is trying to mimic that like sacred geometric pulse that they're putting out. But I mean, I really have no idea.
crystals clearly do stuff because we use them for all of our electronical devices, especially
Yeah.
our cell phones.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's doing something with energy.
And like I know like there's also this idea of like crystals being able to, like crystals being used to store data. And
Mhm.
so, there's lots of interesting things that could be attributed to crystals. Yeah, I don't know where I'm on that either. Like I have a lot of crystals. I haven't started adapting them to any of like my uses, like with other readings and stuff, but like with rune stones and stuff like that specifically, I've thought about maybe trying to use different kinds of crystals and different kinds of rocks for runestone readings and stuff, and see if there's like different energies with them and if they read differently or not. Yeah.
Here's somebody that brought up a good fact. Crystals,
yeah.
quartz are used for the basis of time in many watches. And that's true.
Mhm.
Thanks,
So
Nancy.
exactly. So you can use, I guess what you're saying is you can use these examples and the scientific theory to kind of explain it to the skeptic. Now, why do some crystals seem work with certain things? Is there a reason? Is it where the crystal might be located, or is it just what people have found over time? Like this particular crystal helps with root chakra, right? Or this particular crystal helps you ground. This particular crystal cleanses.
Well, you'll just have to take the class at
Some of it has to do with color. Our chakras are supposed to be the colors of the rainbow. So it would make sense that the different colors of the stones align with those chakras.
And frequency, right?
Yep.
Color is the frequency, different frequencies and for different chakras. So
like I do believe that because crystals are of the earth.
Yes. Mhm.
And the Earth has a giant magnetic field.
Mhm.
And everything, again, like you said, carries a certain frequency. So it's flowing through everything. So when you
Yeah.
go and you take your magnetic field and you grab the crystal that's part of this giant magnetic field and you draw it from the Earth, I feel like somehow there is a connection in that way, like you're saying. Like it, I can't explain why or how, but like in terms of understanding, like that's the way I look at it when it comes to something like that. I think, and I love how everybody in the chat is kind of bringing forth their thoughts, their ideas. And then what's the class that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, what's the class?
I'll be teaching a crystal class at Team Word Takeover to
Exactly.
to help you understand why you can read a crystal book, but where did they get that information from?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
in the class I'm going to teach you how to figure that out for yourself, so that you can, in the same way that some people learn tarot with this element and this number and this card means this, by understanding, like Jenny said, the colors, the shape of the crystal, can help you just understand a basic knowledge of what that crystal might help you with, and just how to connect to crystals in general.
And then when you work with them, you figure out what it does for yourself,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
or what it does to you.
Right?
Yeah.
It could be different for everybody. Like
Yeah.
citrine feels a certain way for me. It could feel a certain way for somebody else.
And depending on
Yeah.
what state you're in at the moment that you're handling it.
Mhm.
Some crystals I feel come into your life when you need them,
Yeah.
and they're there, and some you don't need at that time. So, and so if this has sparked any curiosity to anybody watching, you should join the Team Weird Takeover on
Yes.
what's it again?
June 27th, 28th.
And watch Alice.
Lord Baltimore Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yes.
Yeah, you can buy tickets, thewitchinghourspodcast.com. You can go there. That'll take you, you can click on the link there. It'll take you to our store and you can purchase a ticket right there. I think it's $60 for a ticket.
Yep,
And
$6.
there are
also
still
a
limited amount, but there's still some left. Yeah.
Q&A section on the webpage with all of the questions, and you might have and answers to them.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, we've experienced the Teamwork Takeover last year, and Jenny and Frosty are excellent hosts, and Allison is a joy and brings this beautiful like creative side to the event as well. So
She ain't bringing the scary stuff, that's for sure.
No, she's not. She's the balance.
No, we need the balance.
So again, we're nearing the end. So I just want to give you guys a chance to say, I know we talked about Teamwork Takeover, but is there anything that's coming up next that you want to talk about, and maybe talk about your show again one more time so people know where to find you?
Frosty and I'll be at the Spirit Squad weekend next weekend at Belgrove Plantation in Port, wherever that is in Virginia. Port Royal in Virginia, with Sam Beltris and Kim Sage.
You sound like me.
Yeah, where are we going? No, it's Belgrove Plantation. I'll be teaching a mandala art project class as you craft there, Danica. And then I'm on Twitch on Thursday and Friday nights usually, and the Witching Hours podcast. Frosty, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the Witching Hours is on every Monday night at 8 p.m. You can find us on Twitch and also on the Spirit Realm Network, where we have lots of wonderful things coming along there. And yeah, you can join us over there for any kind of paranormal discussion. We talk about ghosts and paranormal investigation, but also UFOs and Bigfoot and time travel and just anything that's kind of weird.
And Allison, where can people find you?
Well, I'm on the Witching Hours podcast every first Monday of the month, and I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, and I have a weekly moon update video come out every Sunday at 8:30 p.m.
Which connects to your planner that is available where?
At my website, priestessofwonderland.com.
Did we cover everything, everybody?
Pretty much.
Well, thank you all so much for jumping on, and it's always a pleasure having you, Jenny, and Frosty on, and Allison. We loved having you today.
Oh,
And
thank you.
Danica, thanks for jumping in.
Hey, no problem.
JD was at Penhurst Paracon doing
So
Remnants Projects workshops, so that's why he couldn't host tonight. So he was sad to miss the group because he enjoys everybody here. And please join us again next week. Or next week. Yeah, next week. Next week,
Where?
Sunday.
What's going on?
DJ next week, Sunday at 9:00. And again, catch everybody during their shows and their lives in the upcoming weeks and regularly. All right. Again, have a good night, everyone. And thanks for enjoying the spooky paranormal with us. And in the words of Jenny and Frosty, keep it weird. All right. Have a good night. Thanks,
Good
everybody.
night.